educational webinar designed to debunk a lot of the myths involved when it comes of the home buying process. So if you give me less than a minute, I am still launching all of our campaigns, all of our channels. So just give me a couple more of clicks and I'm coming live with you guys. Okay. All right. So we're fully live. My name is Jerry Torres. I am a licensed mortgage loan originator in the state of California. I work with Vision One Mortgage, a direct lender. What does that mean? That we use private money in order to fund your loans. This is, we don't use typically money from the banks. We use money from private investors. Okay, so let me just share my screen. All right. So welcome to another first-time homebuyer webinar. In this webinar, I'm going to show you how to buy a house with zero down, even if you have less than perfect credit, no proof of income, with no problem. So stay tuned and you slowly will see how we can achieve the dream of home ownership. So this webinar is for you if, number one, you're looking to buy or refinance a house today or in the near future, and you don't know where to start. This webinar is for you if you want to buy a house and you don't think you have enough money for the down payment or even the closing costs. This webinar is for you if you want to buy and you don't think you can do so because you have less than perfect credit. Believe it or not, with the 580 FICO, you can buy a house as a first-time home buyer. So stay tuned. So today we're going to be discovering how to buy a house with zero down. How much? Zero down. I'm going to show you a unique way to even finance a good portion of your closing costs so you put little money out of pocket when buying a house. I'm going to show you how to buy a house even if you have no papers, are a foreigner, and only have an ITIN number. So don't let that thought stop you from thinking that you can buy a house. And I'm going to show you how to buy, how to even receive a non-repayable down payment assistance gift from the state of California. Certain people in some professions can buy a house with zero down. We're helping a family as we speak. And I'm going to show you how to receive a $25 Home Depot card at the end of the webinar. So stay seated, don't go anywhere, and let's see how you can get 25 bucks for free. All right, so my goal is to give you as much information in the limited time that we have together. At the end of the webinar, I'm going to show you how you can take it further with us by booking a free 30-minute phone consultation. I mean, I don't like to discuss sensitive information. I mean, we're live. Social media is not the best place to discuss sensitive info, but we'll give you 30 minutes dedicated to you to answer any questions that you have regarding the home buying process. And there is no charge and we don't put any pressure. We are educators at heart and our job is to educate. I've been in the business for over 17 years. I started real estate as a real estate agent. Then I got involved in coaching. I quickly became the #1 agent in Century 21 Excellence in Norwalk. I became then a mortgage loan originator because of some restructuring in the market happening because of the mortgage meltdown. So Yolanda decided to stay as a realtor. I decided to come in as a loan originator. And now Yolanda and I, we are passionate about helping you with your financing options. I love educating. I started having this type of events live, but I quickly realized that since the advancements in technology, I can reach more people by going webinar style. All right, so being a homeowner has its perks. It has its benefits. Number one, it's equity. You build equity every time you're making a payment. You're bringing that principal balance that is called forced equity. You're building equity. Now, what's happening in the market? I mean, everybody's thinking, oh my gosh, properties are gonna fall. They're gonna fall like in 2008. Guess what? That is a lot of misinformation. A lot of people, the news is having a lot of people go through a mental recession. We're not even close to a recession in this year. Properties are estimated to be appreciating at a 4%. And this is coming from NAR, from MBA, from a lot of reputable statistics companies. They are all saying the properties will continue going up in 2019. Okay, now the other thing that you have to keep in mind is even if properties were to dip a little bit, okay, in the long run, if you stick to the property, don't do a strategic default on the property just because you might be a little bit upside down. And at the end of the game, you're going to be winning at least 3% in appreciation, good or good. So stick to your guns, continue making that mortgage payment, and you're going to be a winner in the long run. Okay. So now, profit. The good news is when you buy a property that you intend to occupy and you occupy that property 2 out of 5 years, you can make up to $500,000 if you're married and don't have to pay a penny to the IRS. Okay, there is an exception. Now, if you're single, you can build up to $250,000 and don't pay a penny. Now, there will be a lot of things that I'm going to be discussing that are really tax and legal sensitive. My advice is for you to consult with your CPA and your attorney. There are some obvious benefits for being a homeowner as well, especially if you are an investor. You can deduct repairs done on a property, the interest you can deduct whether you are a homeowner or an investor, up to $750,000 in mortgage interest. That can definitely help you lower your tax liability at the end of the year. Good or good? Now, upgrades, many upgrades are deductible, not deductible, but for example, if you are a homeowner, it increases your cost basis. Your cost basis is the amount that you paid for the house. So every time that you're doing repairs to the property, that amount increases. So when you sell for a profit, you don't have to pay, necessarily the profits from this amount and this amount, but if the cost basis is over here, it helps you pay less in taxes. Again, talk to your CPA. A lot of people see buying properties as an investment vehicle, as a wealth strategy, and it is because 90% of the millionaires, of the wealthy families in America, they have some sort of real estate holdings. So don't fall behind and start building wealth and multiple streams of income by having rental property. Very good. Okay, a lot of people they fear the home buying process. They don't know where to start. They even wonder, do I even qualify for a house at this time? Can I buy a house if my credit is less than perfect? Well, the good news is that there are programs out there to help you buy a house. And credit is the least of our worries. We can quickly help you give you some really good tips to help you boost that credit in as quickly as 30 days or less. Okay, so who are the key players in the home buying process? The most important person is you. You have to be ready financially, mentally. You have to be ready to become a homeowner. Once you have made the decision, then you're going to talk to me, your loan officer, and my team. Our job is to pre-qualify you. Okay, never go out and see properties unless you have a complete pre-approval letter in your hands. Why? Because when you write an offer, and if you're a seller and two offers come in, one comes with a solid pre-approval, and the other one, they just have a wish to buy a house, which one would you accept? Okay. So the other important thing to know is you need to know exactly how much you qualify for based on your income. You need to know what your new monthly payment will be. So never go out and see properties until you have talked to us. Then once I have you fully approved, I'm gonna give that approval to a good realtor. I only work with the best realtors in town. And that realtor's job is to have a sit down with you, to show you the inventory in the MLS, because a lot of people they think that the realtors are hiding the inventory, and that's not the case. The realtors are gonna show you exactly everything. And a lot of those listings are not even available in Zillow, Redfin, or some other apps. So you really need a realtor to help you find the best deals possible. So once you have that sit down with your realtor, you're gonna cherry pick 3 houses, 2 to 3 houses. You're gonna see them. If you like one, you write an offer. You can write as many offers as you want because nothing is bindable until you put that deposit. Okay. So don't be afraid. Write as many offers as you can until you find a good property. Okay, once that realtor has found you the property, escrow and title will be open. So who's escrow and who's title? Escrow, it's a neutral third party company that is going to make sure that all of the terms and conditions in the offer are being done according to the law. Title, on the other hand, will make sure that the deed actually belongs to the seller and you're not getting scammed. So you don't have to fear that you're going to be bringing the cash and that seller is going to be disappearing, flying with your money. No, because you're going to be sending the money to escrow, and escrow will ensure that everything is done legally. Right after we open escrow, we're going to be reaching out to two professionals. Number one, your realtor is going to be contacting the home inspector because you never want to buy a property that you don't know if the roof is good, the electrical panel, is it a 20 amp, is it a 100 amp? Do I have a faulty foundation? Do I have a river going underneath the property and will cause like the Tower of Pisa to sink? That's called liquefaction. There is a lot of things that a visual home inspector should be able to tell you so that you buy a property in good conditions. No surprises at the end. And then another party that I have to contact right away is an appraiser because we have to make sure that you're buying a property that is worth the purchase price. And what would happen if the property doesn't appraise? Then you're gonna have to sit down and talk to your realtor or give him a call and say, hey, I need you to do your job and negotiate a fair price for me. So everything is negotiable in real estate. Okay, so there you go. All right, so depending on the area that you want to buy, there are different types of loan programs and depending on your financial ability as well. If you're thinking of buying a property over 684,000, then you have to consider, hey, you have to know, I am no longer considered a first-time home buyer. I'm considered a jumbo buyer. Okay, not a jumbo buyer, but you need to obtain a jumbo loan, meaning that's for the properties that are worth $1 million, 684,000 and above. Okay, the good news is we have a very good jumbo loan with as little as 5% down, and that one has no mortgage insurance. So give us a call. Give us a call. All right, now then we have the FHA. With the FHA, you have to be ready to give at least 3.5% down. Okay, now can you buy a property with zero down? We said it at the beginning. Yes, we can. So stay tuned on the next slide. I'm going to show you how you can buy with zero down. Now, if you have the financial ability to put a 20% down and because you don't want to pay the mortgage insurance, then, conventional might be a good option for you. Okay. So, so next, it's the VA loan. Those are loans that are very attractive to people that have served this country. If you're a veteran, with the VA, you can buy with 100% financing. You don't have to come up with a down payment. It has no mortgage insurance, no PMI, and usually the closing cost is lower than if you were buying with the standard FHA. And if you have built equity and are 62 years old or young and above, you can apply for a reverse mortgage. In a reverse mortgage, the bank is actually making you a payment on a monthly basis that would help you sustain your family, that would help you breathe a little bit during retirement, if that's the case, if you need it. All right, moving on. So, can you buy a house with no down payment? And the answer is yes. There is a good program offered by the California Housing Finance Agency, called HAFA, offers a variety of attractive loan programs to assist homebuyers. So, the call HAFA is the typical FHA loan where people would have to give 3.5% down. Now, the down payment assistance comes as a form of a second loan, meaning you get one loan for 96.5% and a silent second for 3.5%. What does silent second mean? It means that if you don't want to make payments to it, you don't have to. You have the option to make a payment if you wanted to, and it carries very little interest. Good or good. Okay, about 2 or 3%. I mean, it varies with the market, but it's really low. Again, this loan would only be repayable when you refinance or sell the house, but it gives you the ability to get into the property without having to give a down payment. Now, what if you are pressed on cash and even would like to finance 3% of the closing cost? How can you do that? You can do that by requesting or applying for the SIP, the CalHAFA Zero Interest Program. That would be a third loan, also a silent loan, okay, that carries no interest, okay, that gives you the ability to get into the property. Then you start building equity, you start getting those write-ups, you start enjoying home ownership, peace of mind, nobody tells you what to do, but you're already a homeowner. Good or good. So you can finance houses, single family residence, condos, HUD. With this program, you cannot buy a duplex. Sorry. Okay. So now, some people that work in certain professions, such as police officers, sheriff, border patrol, correctional officers, and other type of law enforcement capacity, firefighters, call fire, paramedics, emergency medical technicians, including including the staff, teachers, people that work in the public district. In, so imagine the possibilities are a lot. You could receive 3.5% free money. Free money. You'll never have to pay it back from the state of California. That is called the Golden State Finance Authority Loan, the GSFA. The good news is with this program, uh, you can buy a property even if you're already a homeowner. So as long as you intend to occupy the property, you could be a homeowner and buy a second house with this program. Good or good. But the property has to be bigger and better, at least 20% bigger and or in a better area. Okay, with a minimum 6 FICO, you can buy. All right, so when it comes to applying for a mortgage, 100% of the lenders, they're gonna see three things in you before they offer you a loan. Number one, they wanna see your legal status, especially if you wanna buy with zero down. Those programs, generally speaking, are for people that have a U.S. Uh, citizen, residents. Some aliens might, that have been granted asylum or are refugees might be able to qualify. So if you don't see your legal status in this list, reach out to us to give you more specific information. Now, the good news is that non-legal resident aliens can buy by using the ITIN program. The ITIN program is a program funded by private investors where they will give you 80% of the purchase price and you have to come out the difference in the form of a down payment. A lot of people say, but that might be a lot of money. Well, this is the land of opportunity. A lot of people have come to this country, have worked hard, provided for their families, and if you save that 20%, you can fulfill the dream of home ownership. So there you have it. You can even finance condominiums, houses, 2 to 4 units. You don't need a social security or the only thing you need is the ITIN card or the ITIN letter. And because this loan is funded by private investors, you can buy non-warrantable condominiums that they wouldn't qualify for FHA or conventional financing because of the condition, or because you have more investors than homeowners living in the complex. Okay, so the second factor that all lenders will look into borrowers is income. The mortgage meltdown of 2008 was fueled because the lenders were very loose when it came to income. If you had a pulse, if you could fog a mirror, you would qualify back in the days. And that's what caused the mortgage meltdown, the drop in values. That's not the case anymore because all income has to be traceable. They have to be traceable and verifiable. So if you're an employee, we're going to have to see your W-2s. If you are a business owner and you have a corporation, then you're going to have to show your K-1s. If you are a landlord and you are earning passive income through rents, then we want to see Schedule E. 1099 INT, that is if you're a private lender and you're earning interest income. 1099G, if you're fortunate in Vegas or you hit the jackpot, we want to see that. And 1099 miscellaneous, if you have miscellaneous type of income coming in. Now, if you work overtime, if you have bonuses, second job, even seasonal work can help you qualify for a house. Retirement income, social security income as well. Now, what if you cannot prove your income? You don't want to show income taxes for XYZ reasons. Remember, I am not the IRS police. So I don't ask questions. I don't judge people. I just say, you have the income, you don't have the income taxes, but you're putting that money into a bank account, then you might be able to qualify for a bank statement loan program. A bank statement, we have one with a 1 month bank statement you could potentially buy, okay, if you have the FICO. And um, for that one, you're gonna need 25% down. Now, we have another ones where if you show 12 months or 24 months, you can borrow up to 90%. And this loan has no MI, and you can even use your business income to qualify as well. You can borrow up to $5 million in profit. Very good. You could buy a second house, owner occupied, investment properties, and you could even qualify 2 years out of foreclosure, short sale, bankruptcy, or deed in lieu. Very good. You can buy single family, townhouses, and condos. Okay, so the third factor that all lenders are going to look into borrowers is credit. Three numbers that are going to dictate the amount of the down payment, the rate, uh, a lot of the things, how much you qualified, etc. Okay, so now a lot of people don't know how FICO is calculated. 35% of your FICO is calculated based on your payment history. If you want to have a good FICO, make your payments on time. The other 30% is how much you owe or credit utilization. A lot of people don't know this, but if you have a revolving account, such as a credit card, if you want to have a great FICO, the best FICO ever, keep your balances below 10%. Okay? If you want to have a decent FICO, keep them below 30%. Never go above 30% of your balance, because the moment that you go above, your FICO is going to start dropping. A lot of people believe that when you are shopping around for a mortgage, every time that your credit is run, your FICO will drop. Well, that's not the truth. It will probably drop between 5 to 7 points the first time, but the FICO is designed, the algorithm, to provide you the ability to shop around for a mortgage or for a car, or whatever you're buying, and compare with different lenders. Okay, so the other 10% of the FICO is credit mix. Lenders want to see that you're responsible when it comes to car payments, student loans, retail accounts, personal loans, that you have a good credit mix. Okay, 10% is length of history. The longer you have credit, the better your FICO. Now, what if you're 18 years old, you just turned 18, and you want to have a good FICO? Well, probably one of the quickest ways to build your FICO is to ask dad or mom, your uncle, a friend that already has a credit card established for many years with a good balance, not a good balance, a good line of credit limit and low balance, and that would automatically boost your FICO. Another way to boost your FICO, especially if you have gone after bankruptcy, is to apply for a secure card. Capital One is a great place to go. Just Google it, apply for a secure credit card, and that's gonna help you boost your FICO up again. Good or good? All right. So 10% is new credit. You want to try to stay away from new credit and only apply for credit when it's needed. All right. So if you have a poor credit, something in the below in the 550s, can you still buy a house? And the answer is yes. There is a program with the FHA that allows you to buy a property with a FICO as low as 550. So there are programs out there, guys. Don't disqualify yourself mentally from buying a house. Even if you have horrendous credit, I mean, we don't like to turn people down. We like to give people plans. We like to give people hope. If you have bad credit, I mean, we have a credit repair guy that he knows what he's doing. He can eliminate charge-offs, bankruptcy, a lot of stuff. I mean, credit repair, a lot of people think it's not legal. It is legal because the creditors, they violate Fair Credit Reporting Act all the time because they don't verify that the information actually belongs to you. So there are ways to eliminate bad credit. Okay, so a lot of people, they have fears when it comes to becoming a homeowner. One fear is, well, Jerry, what if I lose my job and I cannot make the mortgage payment? Well, I'm going to tell you something. It's best to be a homeowner and lose your job than being a tenant and lose your job and not have money for the rent or the mortgage. Why? Because as a homeowner in the state of California, it takes up to 6 months to complete the foreclosure process. So you have 6 months to get your game in order, to put your game together. A lot of people have the ability to pull our money, a second loan, even on owner occupied property. If you have the equity, you can do so. But if you're renting, guess what? You don't have any options, right? So that's one option. The other option is, I mean, there is bankruptcy that you can file, Chapter 13 to restructure your debt. You can apply for a loan modification. You can do many things. Whereas if you're renting, if you stop making your rent payment, guess what? After the fifth day, they're gonna give you the 3 day notice to pay or quit. And if you haven't paid within 3 days, they're gonna file the eviction. And now that's gonna go directly into your credit report and it's not going away for 7 years. And when you wanna rent back again, guess what? If the other landlord runs your credit, you're gonna look bad. So it's best to have a financial hardship being a homeowner than having a financial hardship as being a tenant. Now, the other fear is repairs. I don't know how to fix stuff. I'm not very handy. Well, me neither. I work in an office. My wife always makes fun of me. She tells me, Jerry, you have girl's hands because I never done labor. You know what I mean? But hey, I don't worry about repairs. And you shouldn't either. When you buy a property, you can get something called home warranty. The home warranty, all you have to do is pay a little deductible, and the company takes care of doing all of the repairs for you, so you don't have to worry about it. Now, a lot of people have the fear, oh, the payment is too high. And yes, at the beginning, it might be a little bit shocking, but guess what? You're gonna get used to it. You get used to it. The other beautiful thing is your payment, if you buy with a 30-year fixed loan, is never gonna go up. Contrary to rents will keep going up. Okay. Now, the other thing that you have to keep in mind is everybody pays a mortgage. Whether you're paying a mortgage for you or you're paying your landlord's mortgage, everybody pays a mortgage. The difference is when you're paying your landlord's mortgage, you're not only paying principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, but you're paying also something called profit. And that profit, it's for your landlord. It doesn't go to you. Okay. So if you're already tired of having people to tell you how to live your life, it could be your landlord, it could be your nosy neighbor. If you're tired of living in a cramped space and you need space to spread your wings, if you're tired of making your landlord rich and rent payments going up because you don't live in a rent control area, then it might be a good time to become a homeowner. So if you're looking to buy a house because you need space for your kids rather than being playing, with the Nintendo or Atari or that's from the 80s. Right? But if you need a space for them to exercise, if you like to entertain people in the holiday season, I mean it's getting warm already. We live in beautiful California. If you like to enjoy time in the pool, then it might be a good time to start the home buying process. As we promised at the beginning of this webinar, if you would like to get more information about the home buying process, if you want to discover the best buying options for you, how to buy a house with zero down, how to buy a house even if your credit is not perfect, give us a call. We would like to educate you. And if you don't qualify right now, we're going to give you a plan so that you can become a homeowner within 3 months, 6 months, even if it takes you 2 years, who cares? But a plan is a plan. Okay. So book a free 30-minute consultation. And the first 5 people to book a consult with us are going to receive a $25 gift card from Home Depot so that you can start thinking how you're going to be fixing your house. So I want to thank you for spending this 20, 30 minutes of your life with me and reach out to us for any questions. Okay. Again, we are educators. We like to educate, and I hope that we can help you reach the dream of home ownership. Thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks.